right.
Leave it.
The first 45 seconds will get cut out.
I love it.
It's gone.
Say goodbye. You say goodbye, and I say hello.
Who sings that?
Can we get DMCA for that?
You say goodbye. Who sings?
Is that the Beatles?
I don't know that
I'm
one.
not the foremost expert on the Beatles.
Me neither. All right. Before we look it up,
As much as that might piss some
do you
people
have anybody else? Do you have anybody else you think it might be?
I mean, I feel like it's like a commercial jingle.
off. Yeah.
I don't know
If
why.
it's- I don't know. It sounds like it might be the Beatles.
The Beatles.
Commercial jingle as well. Maybe they sang the song, but someone cut it up.
That
Someone
definitely
was
feels
like-
like an Apple commercial or something because
Yeah.
they nailed some
I think that
songs.
was at one point.
Mm.
Well, the Apple commercial that keeps like getting stuck in my head is the guy who's like, it's like, don't let me go, don't let me go, and it's
Yeah.
like stuck in my head.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it was on repeat during a particular event, and I was like going to bed singing that song and
Oh, dude.
ears bleeding kind of thing.
Yeah. The most recent titanium ad that they came out with the comet coming in, it was like, hey, that's stuck. That's like burned into my brain.
Forever and
Permanently.
always.
Yeah, just whatever that chant is, just plays on repeat. You know, it's in the jukebox in my head, and it comes on every like 250 songs, and it's just like, oh, yep, nope, gotta nix that one. Can't get rid of it.
Wow.
iPhone 15 Pro,
That's what. Oh, that's what that one's for. I was
Yep,
like, what was the
titanium.
commercial for? Yeah.
titanium, iPhone 15. That was the big selling point.
Hmm.
Was it was made out of titanium. It's not even fully titanium.
I mean,
Bull crap.
We're only like 6 weeks away from the next Apple.
It'll get announced so iOS 18 rolls out typically in September. The iPhone will get announced probably in September.
The
and
18 is like iOS 18 is changing everything.
iOS 18 is a huge update. Huge update. They're fully customizing like how you can set up your home screen. You can do filters and shaders on apps. The big selling point is the Apple AI. It's artificial intelligence, but they're calling it Apple Intelligence because that's just what
Good
Apple
job.
does. So yeah, the next iPhone update should drastically change how you interact with your
And then
phone.
they have the 10th anniversary Apple Watch, I believe, right?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, like the new Apple Watch is coming out.
10th anniversary.
It's supposed to be like the next Apple Watch is like the big one. I thought.
The Apple Watch should be on 10 because right now we have the 9, the SE.
Golly,
And
has
the,
the Apple Watch been around 10 years?
Apple Watch
Probably.
Series 10 release date and upgrades. Like, I mean, this Apple Watch is supposed to be insane.
And then maybe the Watch Ultra 3 because we already got the Watch Ultra 2, which was
Dang.
basically a Watch Ultra 1, but just with a couple of better features.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Apple Talk.
But I say, yeah, we at
Welcome to
the tech show now.
Tech Show.
Chapel
Welcome to
It
Chat
Up.
It Up. Boys, it was a wonderful week of SEC Media Days.
Yep.
We are recording this on Wednesday, so we will not get the last chunk of who is it today?
Today was Texas, Oklahoma,
The Texas-sized
and
show that was put on
Missouri?
down there. So everybody, we are at the time of this recording, we are 37 days and 18 hours exactly away from college football.
Oh my God.
That's crazy to think about, actually.
What a great week! SEC Media Days, the release of college football.
Yep.
Big week, boys.
I could not have been more wrong.
Well, say, did
What?
you play some games though?
I still have not played a single game, and I'm
Our
I could
boy's
not
been
be
busy.
more-
Our
I
boy
could-
has been very
it's-
busy.
It has been a. It's been a week,
No,
dog.
I'm proud of you.
Like,
I'm proud of you.
I'm so sad because my buddies keep texting me about it, and I keep seeing stuff on social media where people are like, "Yo, this game's actually better than I expected," and I'm just like, "Oh, it must be not." Like is it Matthew Perry in the window, the Friends meme, and
Yeah.
it's raining? That's me.
Well,
I'm just like, I have the game. I just
if it makes you feel any better, August it's getting in like an upgrade. It's already have.
Is it really?
Yeah, they already have like an upgrade plan for it to like incorporate things that they missed. So like fan feedback from playing the game.
if there's anything that they add into the game that I'm hopeful for, because I don't know if they're going to do this. First off, which I know we cover the rankings? We didn't cover
No,
we
we
didn't cover
didn't.
player ratings.
Mm-mm.
So nobody was a 99. I love that.
That's a good one.
Like I'm so for that because I don't feel like there's anybody that's like, don't give out 99s for the sake of giving out 99s. Like, Ndamukong Suh would have been a 99 when he was at Nebraska. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, that's
Full send on
that's
that.
South Carolina wide receiver. Starts with an N.
Nicholas Harbor.
Yeah.
Absolute freak of nature.
He's like a 99 in a couple categories.
Which is understandable, and he should be, but overall, nobody's a 99 overall. What I'm hoping happens is that the rankings the ratings are live. So, like, as the season goes on, if somebody's struggling or if somebody's balling out, their ratings will adjust.
That'll be interesting.
I don't know if that's a thing. If EA came out and said that, if somebody in the comments, if that's a thing, let me know. But I hope that happens.
I think if you're playing online, that has to happen.
It for sure.
Yeah. I wonder if the NCAA could do some partnership where, like you said, this player's doing really well. Out of nowhere, you can tap on their profile and go buy their jersey.
That'd be so smart.
Directly from, like, or whatever it is.
Dude, I mean, at that point, just partner with the schools.
I guess with the schools.
Have they partnered with the schools? I don't know if they.
So they paid the schools. We went through the tier system where they
that's
paid
right,
the
they
schools.
did.
I think that was just so they could use their
Stuff.
logos and licensing and things like that. I don't know if there's any kind of. I don't think there's any kind of NIL affiliation, but that would be a good.
I can
way
see
to,
that.
Yeah, like if you wanted to, like, if I want to buy this player's jersey, I want to, like, say I'm playing with Oklahoma State and I'm like, I want an Ollie Gordon jersey. Okay, well, boom, launches a store because Xbox has a browser. You can just do the whole thing.
Yeah,
like,
it's already connected.
That should be very easy. That should be a great way for them to market this especially for the players. Like,
oh yeah,
hey, we're going to give you your $600 or whatever it is that you're going to get for just being on there, but we can make you some stacks if you're doing well.
Yeah.
Here's your jersey. We're talking like easily downloadable games. Are you guys ever going to buy the actual physical copy ever again?
I mean, I have the Xbox Series S, which doesn't even have an insert for a physical game.
Yeah.
It's all digital. So I can only download digital games and play with that console.
Okay.
I won't.
Never.
No, I'm just.
It doesn't make any sense.
I don't see why you'd need to.
Yeah, they take up space, and then if the disc break, like, I know a lot of people are like, well, if I buy a physical copy, then I actually own the game. I'm like, I get that. If you buy a digital version, you're technically just buying a license to play the game.
Dude.
But it's like, if they come on, man.
I'm not a game snob enough to, like, I need to quote unquote own the game.
No,
and
I'm
hold it.
not. I'm like, you know what? As long as I only pay once to rent the license and I can play the game whenever I want, that's fine.
As long as I can make me 7 feet tall, like 280 with like 99% like speed as a running back.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's downloadable or if it's uploadable.
Yeah.
As long as I can do that, I'm happy.
As long as I can look super jacked with deck tattoos, I'm good.
Yeah.
Sleeves, right?
Sleeves.
You're doing sleeves. You're doing visors.
Oh, dude. Without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah.
I'm doing full out.
Neck roll. Big neck roll guy.
Dude, could you imagine having a neck roll and being like a hat, like a running back? I mean, you look so clean, dude.
Yeah.
So, like, B.A. badass, baby.
Every couple of years, there's like one BA linebacker that comes out, and you're like, oh, yeah. He's got that old school vibe to him.
Yeah.
Little long hair, neck roll, probably does a little paint. Watched one too many documentaries. Probably your uncle.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. He was definitely a neck roll guy. I think the last like NFL player I could think who wore a neck roll was for the Cowboys.
Leighton Vander Esch?
Yeah, Vander Esch.
Yeah, Vander Esch.
He was the
Vander
last like neck roll guy in the pros, I think.
Is Vander Esch, did he retire?
I think he's gone. Yeah,
I think he had to.
Yeah, he had a lot of concussion and neck issues.
I don't remember exactly.
Which is ironic.
Yeah.
Because he has the neck roll.
Man, neck rolls really fell off after that. You
Yeah.
know, they're not coming back.
Neck roll market going down.
Well, they also, I think, was it this year or for next year? And speaking of concussions and neck injuries and things like that, the NCAA said that you can wear those like helmet covers that are supposed to reduce.
Yeah.
You can wear those.
Oh, I
in-game.
saw that.
Is that was that for this year or was that for
I'm
next
pretty sure
year?
that's for this
Or
year.
is that just like a proposed rule?
But I'm pretty sure that's for this year because they were creating a helmet that had it, pretty
Built in.
stationary.
Okay.
Well, there's gonna be. I mean, it's gonna be very standard across the board for like a lot of helmet changes. So Blake Shapen, who is Mississippi State's quarterback during SEC Media Day, because I know we're talking about that today. Man, he thinks he's gonna be able to win some games straight up from the fact that he's gonna have like a radio in his head.
Yeah.
For the first time, like I think in his career. I know you can do it in the NFL, but I think this is the first time in the college landscape that it had something like that. Maybe
That does sound right. Yeah, because I I'll be very interested to see, because especially in college, the loudness of a stadium. Go ahead.
Sorry, I misspoke. It's the NFL that is allowing players to wear Guardian caps, not the NCAA. So I don't know if it's a thing in college. Odds are, if it's happened in the NFL, it will get pushed down eventually. I can see that. But for now, it's just the NFL.
Okay.
Just to clear that up.
Okay, because I do remember hearing something like that, but I was like, maybe that's college too. Or, anyways, yeah, a lot of good things from SC Media Days. To be honest, we talked about it. You're not going to get much like the juice of the players. You're going to talk about this guy. You're going to talk about that guy, especially with Tennessee. You know, Nico was here. It wasn't here today. Blah blah blah. That's the juice you're going to get from this week.
Yeah.
But the biggest one, and we'll go ahead and start with you, Joseph.
Go ahead.
So I would say legit, like 80 to 85% of what was talked about at Georgia's Media Days was the Fast and the Furious.
Yep. Fast and Furious dogs.
What do you think about Kirby's answers? How do you feel about the whole
It's the
process
traffic
going?
violations.
Traffic violation just happening.
It's not the movie, just to be very clear.
Traffic violations.
Clearly, we are addressing the traffic violations.
And because this is how many now?
I think I saw an article the other day. I think it's like 23 or 24, something like that. Now, I will say this. I will and I'm not making excuses. I'm not, because I'll get into the whole, what should Kirby do and things like that. I will say this, and if anybody's familiar with Athens can understand, I was actually just talking to a buddy of mine about this last night. The Athens Clark County Police Department and the Georgia football team is not a happy relationship. That is not not a good time.
It's not like Gainesville.
I've got a buddy who's in state patrol, and he's went to some training, and he was, through the grapevine, he was telling me like, hey, we had an Athens Clark County guy there, and he was like, why do y'all hate Georgia football players? He's like, man, some of the higher ups just do. He's like, they just do. I was like, you know what? At this point, you should understand, if you're a football player, hey, they don't like us. So they're going to probably not treat us the same way as just regular students.
Yeah.
So you have to keep that in the back of your mind. And I know I was 20 once. I was 21 once. I was an idiot. Like, you just make bad decisions. It happens.
Oh, my great grandma Mimi, she got pulled over for a speeding ticket, 92. You know how she got out of it? Shoes were too heavy. That's all she told the cop. So, but that's all we gotta say is, hey, listen, my shoes are a little too heavy.
I've never.
They got some big shoes.
Yeah, Mimi did. I don't know what that says, but
I can't pick these shoes up all the way, so it just kind of weighs down.
So there you go.
But I mean, that's not.
Shout out to Mimi.
Shout
out to Mimi and the heavy shoes.
Hey, let's give Mimi that three claps one time. Losing my voice here.
But I mean, all that to say, that's not a sufficient excuse. Like, that's not. You can't just be like, well, Athens Clark County, they just don't like football players. Like, that's. I mean, yeah, it's going to happen. It happens at other campuses. But when you are in a spotlight that Georgia's been thrust into, and you're, the team now, essentially, you're the program, you're going to get scrutinized a little bit more than other like, if you're a player at Kansas State, this probably isn't going to make ESPN. It's just like, kids make mistakes. It happens. But at Georgia, you're under the microscope. And if you're number 18, number 19, it's like, oh, hey, there's a pattern here. It's just going to get scrutinized even more. That being said, I do love that the collective is going to find players. I will not be surprised if that branches out and becomes a nationwide thing with collectives, where it's like, hey, we're going to give you all this money. You want to be treated like professionals? Welcome to being treated like a professional. You get this ticket, you get sent to jail. Oh, you owe us $10,000. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if that catches on and other collectives are like, hey, this is a way we can really, make sure these players are staying on the field, staying out of trouble, not doing dumb things. And if that could roll into players signing contracts where it's like, hey, if you transfer out, you owe the collective so much money back. If you don't fulfill the 3 years here, before we move into the whole employment thing, and if the players are actually going to become employees in the university, which is I don't know enough about yet to speak on, but it seems like it could lead down a path where collectives evolve to really kind of keep players on campus and give incentive for them to stay out of trouble. Same way pro players do. NFL fines players for some things that are justified and some things that are
Not so justified.
The whole fining players for cleat thing was I just never whatever. But I like that they're going to fine players, and then I know I don't know if it was his opening, I don't know if it was in his press conference or if it was in like a side question in the article I read where he was like, we're going to start suspending players. Like, do you get to the point where you start suspending players and it's like, hey guys, you've had X amount of examples of this happening. We've told you, hey, this can't, I don't know what's going on in the back doors. I'm not that involved in the program, so I don't know what Kirby's saying in the meetings, and I've never ran a major college football program, so I can't sit here and be like, well, Kirby should do this and Kirby should do that and Kirby should handle it this way, because I just don't.
Well, the precedent's been set in other areas, though. I mean, you think about all the Title IX things that have happened over the years. Of course, that's different than a speeding ticket, but there's no more. I'm just a football coach.
Yeah, no,
I just coach the team
by no means.
And so I think the precedent's been set that, listen, as a leader of these men, you have to then be the general of the organization as well, and
100%.
And you have to implement some kind of discipline when there is laws to be broken. Whether you, and that's where we talked about earlier. It's like the court of public opinion is almost as important as like, hey, I don't know exactly if I got charged for that speeding ticket. I didn't go to court to defend myself yet, but it's like, okay, well, at the same time, the court of public opinion is going to decide that for you.
Yeah.
And Kirby Smart doesn't have 3 months for this trial to be done. Yeah. No, we got a game to prepare for. So the precedent's been set that from other examples of malarkey.
Yeah.
And you a lot of these players aren't going to get the luxury of, it's a good way to phrase it, I guess. They're not going to get the luxury of, like with Trevor Etienne, who got pulled over, got a DUI or whatever, that got dropped. People aren't going to go back and be like, oh, well, that got dropped, so like, I guess we can. No, it's people are only going to read the first headline, Georgia player in trouble for speeding or in trouble driving violation.
Any driving, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're under the huge spotlight.
Yeah.
Quarterback for Georgia, Carson Beck, he was up at the media day. He was one of their three, and he said, let's clarify. It's a good quote. He said, let's clarify. I don't like fast cars. I like cars. My car is fast, but I don't drive like an idiot. This has been an issue on our team, but also hundreds of players. A large percentage of these guys are very focused and very on top of that. So it kind of gives you a perspective of there's how many players across your practice squad and actual roster that are going to be idiots. And especially we're giving 18 to 24-year-olds, I'm going to still say, I think we got some 6-year guys still left.
Yep.
Giving them a lot of money. And you're getting fast cars. Like, I mean, I know me. Like, if I was 19, 20, I would have probably just gotten what McClendon did. I would probably go get a Raptor.
Oh, man.
I'm flying, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and especially, I think a lot of these guys probably have the mindset of whatever small town I grew up in, I probably got some leeway.
Yeah.
I'm going to go have some fun. Sounds like Athens Popo ain't doing too much of the whole forgive and forget type of thing. And I think that's a big worry. And now they're definitely watching out. Mm-hmm. Now I'm sure it's like, hey, this is an obvious issue to whatever extent you want to push this to. But poor Kirby, that's like 80% of what I heard. And I'm sure all these guys, when you go down there, if you've never seen SEC Media Day, it's kind of turned into like Super Bowl radio row.
Yeah.
Like you're just having to answer these questions. You're having to go to these radio hits. And in Texas is loving all this new SEC attention, which we're going to get to because supposedly it was like a Texas exhaustion. Of course, it's in Dallas, so you're going to get some more of that. But, dude, Kirby had to really go on the defensive this week, despite having one of his best rosters ever.
Yep. And it's another, like it just plays more on the fact. It'd be one thing if it was just 24 violations, but you had a player die. You had a staffer die because of this. Like because of this exact same thing that a lot of these players are getting pulled over for. So that just adds to the level of like don't do this because you are going to get ridiculed endlessly.
Well, another thing Kirby Smart also talked about, which it was a joke. It was kind of like a side joke from what I understood. But he responded to Phil Knight basically giving Oregon unlimited NIL money, and he made a joke and was like, "Oh wow, as a Nike sponsored organization, I wish I could have a little extra NIL money." Do you think that was simply a joke, or do you think there is maybe something behind that? Could be more of like, yeah, we could be jumping to somewhere else and not be Nike affiliated anymore.
I don't think they'll dump the Nike affiliation. I think that was more along the line. Like, I think it was a like one of those playful jokes that also kind of carries some weight, where it's like, oh, hey, this will just kind of, it's a comment to lighten the mood, but like, hey, if you're in Athens and you want to give some money to the program, like, we will take it because it's an arms race. Like, I think it was one of those kind of comments where it was like, it's a chance to make a, playful jab at Dan Lanning, and he's, coached with Dan
But it's
Lanning,
interesting to
things
think
like
about,
that.
right? Like, the head of an organization is going to go ahead and say, hey, I'm going to give my favorite team all the Nike money, unlimited, but all the
it's
other
wild
clubs.
to think.
He went to
like,
Oregon.
He went,
I know he
he
went to
yeah,
Oregon,
but-
but he's still.
But it's all because of the timing of his life.
Yeah.
Like, this is all because, hey, I'm 86. I want to see a natty.
And
And
Yeah.
this is the crazy world we live in. Like, the fact that we're in a world now where people have so much power, because we're seeing it through money, Elon's and Bezos, like all these guys have and Phil in this space, in the athletic space, is probably our richest guy, right? I mean, I'm trying to think, like, if you were to take out, obviously, like there's some of these owners of, the Clippers and whatnot, like
they
you're
made
gonna
their
see-
money elsewhere.
but in the realm of somewhat sports, Phil's probably the richest guy, and he's like, I'm going to make this happen now.
Mm-hmm.
They can change politics. They can do what they want. I want a natty.
Yeah.
I want a college football natty. I got this hot young stud in Dan Lanning.
Yep.
I've got a school that even beforehand, people just wanted to go to. And again, learning like this world of athletics, especially like Oregon, so cool. I had, I guess, an older friend go out there, and he was a track athlete. Holy shit, dude. Like, their track facilities are unreal. It looks like a museum in different ways. And so you get to go out there, not only so you have all this brand, you still always had Nike around you. Now it's like, hey, whatever it takes. It's like, you're already getting great recruits. Now these guys are like, pony up that money. And I don't know. I mean, I don't know the list of guys at Athens that are going to be able to pony up as a group the same amount of money.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, Tennessee, I don't know all their biggest donors. I'm sure they've got some anonymous guys, but, we got Garmin, we got all these, but that's not Nike money.
No, dude. Nike.
Is Pilot a big?
Pilot's huge.
Would Pilot be kind of along the same lines of like a Nike?
I guess it's probably one of our closest.
Yeah.
But
Maybe.
again, like, some of those guys may not even be like our biggest donor.
Mm-mm.
Like, they may have like the most money, but they may not be. I don't know.
It's interesting. Yeah. No, it's true.
Sorry if I'm out here like picking on the wrong people. Maybe you are. Maybe you aren't. I don't know our collective group, what it looks like.
Oh, they don't call me. I don't know, dude.
Yeah, so I mean, it's one of those, like, somebody's like, well, there's gonna be like that one guy's like, well, you don't know the list. I'm like, no, I don't know the list.
No,
No,
sir, you've
yeah,
never
it's-
handed us the list. I
Yeah.
don't have the list. I'm just.
We know there's a lot of people that put a lot of money in, but man, and especially at the top tier, because I'm sure their collective's great.
Organs?
No,
Or
Georgia,
oh,
Tennessee,
yeah,
whomever.
yeah.
I'm sure everybody at this facility in Dallas, their collective is very nice.
Yeah.
Real strong.
I mean, good God.
Real strong.
But now, this is so funny to hear different answers, because Hypel even came out, and we'll go back to that question too again, but like, there's multiple different answers and the way people presented how they liked NIL, because everybody was asking about something, because you're in a rhythm of what it's going to look like.
Mhm.
It's becoming less Wild Wild West, and I really think, to circle even back, I think now they're going to be able to find people for it. It creates a little bit more, dang, man.
Yeah.
Dang, this is not just fake money anymore. This is no fake money. This is real money, and you're gonna have to like own up to it and be worth it.
Yeah.
So Heupel was like, man, I just love how NIL has changed the way these families enjoy Tennessee or enjoy their programs, and it's been so good. And he's like, talking for myself, this is Josh Heupel. He's like, I would have loved this at Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
That'd have been awesome.
Where he won a national
Where
championship.
he won a national as a quarterback.
Yeah, like he was
Oklahoma
worth every dollar
quarterback.
value.
Yeah, so much money out there. They love Josh. So to hear him, and then, you know, you have people like Kirby, who I think obviously enjoy NIL, but I do think since you're so high up, and if you have all the 5-star recruits that are right at home that you probably are able to talk to more. I think that's another part about Georgia is the fact that you have so many studs that close. You're probably in contact with them more. I bet that's a lot of people being like, I want to go up $10,000 next year, or I want to go up $3,000 next week.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm always worried about, like, some people will probably have a good group around them, but I don't know if all these good advisors and ex-workers are now they're going to have like a weird financial team on each of these schools' campuses. So if you have like a good one in place, I really do think Tennessee does, because it sounds like it's going so smooth.
Well, they're already there. I mean, I went to school for finance and took a personal financial class, like finance class. You know, think about all the MBA programs, and, you know, the business schools are on campus. You don't have to go very far to find somebody to teach your boys how to.
Yeah, but now now I feel like you're going to have rotational like wealth advisors.
Well, that's where you got to be careful, man, because
that's where it gets scary.
Those guys, and I'm not going to get too deep into this because I don't think. But
you're in that world, yeah.
I'm in that world, but like, there's just some things you got to just, you know, anybody who's itching to get after you, that's without a plan first. They got to have a plan before they're out there, and they're a little bit dicey, you know. So you got to be careful with who they let in. So I'm sure that there's going to be trusted. But a lot of these guys have endowments, right? Like, they have trusted advisors and trusted wealth planners already kind of for the university. So they probably have a list of contacts in which they would be more than happy to.
Especially your Georgias.
Yeah, and your Tennessees and your anything in the SEC.
But there's still going to be like some snaky ones. Yeah, I mean, it's just that world.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know who that is. I don't know which school's like, we're worried about Joe Schmo that's our guy. It's like every once in a while he gets somebody.
Business managers, account managers, they run off of money all the time.
There's only so many good ones and so many bad ones.
Yeah, and so, again, I'm not going to get too far in that world, but it's the world I live in and understand a lot. And so, I mean, there's a lot of, you know, trust and regulatory, you know, clearances that you got to have to probably let certain people on campus to even talk to the people that, you know, your players about this.
Yeah, I would love to know, because I bet early they were probably trying to scramble, because I really did feel like when they released, hey, we're doing NIL, it was madness, dude. Everybody's trying to create some app and do this and do that, and then there's lawyers in Miami just throwing tons of money at lower level 4-star guys. Like, you're just doing all this craziness, and they're probably trying to struggle to like, this firm, please come help us. Like, you know, we're running out of resources. These guys don't know how to do anything. And, you know, lucky enough later on in my life, I've learned a little bit about finance and how to understand it and how to do things better. But dang, my 18 to 24-year-old self had no clue.
Yeah.
Loved my parents, but we were never in a spot where we had to really worry about X, Y, and Z. And so now these guys are in some serious cash.
Yeah.
And quick. So I think that's a big worry for a lot of these programs, and I think there's some schools that the ones that I feel like aren't worrying as much have great advancement and advisors that you can tell you're like, Heupel's got a really good team behind him.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe Kirby has a great one, but I also feel like he's just in such a spot where he has to deal with the most high-profile guys.
Yeah.
It's just like too much sometimes probably.
Could be. But at the same time, I feel like Kirby gets a benefit a lot from his NFL track record with players. So it's like, it might not be, you're paying players, obviously, and they're getting NIL money, but I think he gets a benefit from, like, well, look at our NFL track record. And NFL money is going to trump NIL money. Like, this is where we can send you. This is how we can. So I think some of those players that might just be looking for the paycheck will get weeded out, kind of like they did with Bama. And I know Nick said as he was retiring, he was like, I had some players come to me at the end of the season and we're just like, well, like, how much money can I make next year? It's just like, come on, man. Like, if you make it in the NFL, that'll just all take care of itself. And we have a track record of putting you in the NFL. So I think Kirby kind of gets away with not dealing as much as some of these like mid-tier programs might have to.
Very
like
true.
What comes to mind for me is what's going on at Florida. Early on in the NIL game, Jaden Rashada, and they were like, hey, we're going to give you $8 million because we need a quarterback. And it's like, whoa, guys, hang on now. Like, can we say that and then not do it? We said we would do that, but now we're like, hey, we're not going to do this. Like,
well, that's Texas A&M. That's what happened to Texas A&M. Everyone left.
Yeah. Well, I mean, now Jaden Rashada's suing Florida and Billy Napier. So, I mean, yeah, with Texas A&M, the players left, and that sucks. But at least you're not in a lawsuit.
Yeah.
Over money that you promised to pay a player that you don't know if they're going to pan out. It's the NIL game, and it's early, and it's like, oh, we can pay players now. All right, here we go. Let's just throw money. So
it's going to look a lot. I wonder if it's going to start to look like, and McLennan talked about this, and you can see all of his stuff on his financials. Fortunately, it's the root of some of the problems for people like him that he needs to be taken care of. And man, that's one thing to even go back to last interview. When you have great people around you, like McLennan's the first guy we've had to deal with that's, in the NFL or in some league or in some sort of super high profile role right now. Kareem was great, but he's not there anymore. His team McLennan's team around him, McLennan Curtis and his family were making sure McLennan was taken care of, and that's the number one thing that people need to get on the ball with when you have somebody in his stature. And that's why I hope these college families are like, all right, I need to start learning as dad to make sure that he doesn't get screwed over. And so we're learning to do these channels even on the pod to kind of give you guys a little sneak preview. We got to send clips. We got to send pictures that make sure he doesn't look in a certain light and we're not trying to screw him. We're a young pod. They don't know if we're trying to gotcha. We're not, but they don't know us. So it's cool to learn that these teams, even if they're family or good friends, watch out for your boys. Always take care of them. I loved seeing it. I mean, yeah, it's like hoops you got to jump through to do certain things, but that's fine on our part. I love seeing it, especially for somebody like him and comes back home to a small town or a small city, and you got people looking out for what can I get? It's going to happen. So all that to say, these guys are going to have some backup, and I think there's going to be a lot of self-care when it comes to the future. And like Nick Saban was talking about, he's probably weeded some guys out, and they kind of weeded him out of college football.
They weeded him out of the SEC Media Day when he first showed up. Didn't have his credentials.
You knew that guy, didn't you?
Yeah, Keontae Griffin. Him and his grandmother. I actually went to high school with him and even knew him since middle school. But yeah, and like I said, he went to Baylor. He was a 4-star athlete. He ended up playing arena ball. Something happened there, but like I said, he was just doing security. And Nick Saban walks up and says, "Hey, Nick Saban, it's like, I don't see your credentials with your name. How do I know?"
How do I know?
Turns right back around, goes upstairs to get his credentials, and the way I understand it, it was just, it was probably a little more lighthearted than that.
Yeah.
But still, I was like,
Kirby let him have it though. That was funny.
Oh yeah.
Kirby's like, "Well, I didn't need my credentials.
I got to give out my credentials, so that's."
But don't you love it? As a Tennessee Vol fan, I want to see Nick Saban lost a little bit that day. I'm fine with that.
I know we didn't get, it's during work and stuff, but I'm sure you guys caught clips. It's kind of cool seeing Saban on the booth.
It's wild, dude.
He's good at it.
I would listen to anything he says. He said Alabama's not going to make it to the to the SEC championship, and I think Milroe I don't think it was Milroe and someone else.
Oh, it was Go ahead.
One of the Alabama players that he recruited was shaded Saban a little bit for that, but I was like, he's probably right.
It's gonna be really hard. It's gonna be really hard this year.
Yeah, this the landscape is so competitive.
I haven't looked. Maybe off the top of your head. Do you know who has the toughest schedule?
Florida.
Florida,
By
and
far.
then,
By far.
oh yeah, it's Florida and then
And then probably Auburn.
Auburn. I was thinking
maybe
that it was
Arkansas.
kind of two or the
Dude, I read something crazy like Florida. If they have a chance to get into the college football playoff as an 8-4 team.
Dude, if
Yeah.
Florida goes 8-4, they're probably they're a top 12. They won't get. I don't think they'll get ranked that way. And it's just the way that it goes. I don't think Florida will get ranked that way. But if Florida goes 8-4 with that schedule, they're a top 12 team.
Yeah.
I mean, they have a absolute gauntlet of just good team after good team after good team after good team. And Napier's just like, well, okay, see what we can do with this. I mean, they're partially in a rebuild. I mean, that roster's not what a Florida roster should be by any means.
Mm.
And then they got to play, I think, 6 of the top 8 in national title odds.
yeah.
Half your schedule is the top 6 teams to win the Natty.
All right. So say whatever. We'll go through Florida's schedule really quick. Starts out versus Miami in Gainesville.
Mm-hmm.
Texas A&M, Mississippi State, UCF with KJ Jefferson now.
That's not a freebie.
Yeah,
Not a
UCF
That is
freebie.
not a freebie.
Is it at UCF?
No, it's in
Okay.
Gainesville.
Okay.
Travel up to Knoxville, back home versus Kentucky. Then this is a gauntlet, dog. I guess, I mean, I hate to say it, but it's like Tennessee and Kentucky might be your like most winnable games like left after UCF.
After UCF and Miami, I mean,
And that's not
Mississippi State.
Well, who else is on there?
I mean, so
Mississippi
here we
State's
go.
a
So this
winnable
is the
game.
last. This is your last run from November 2nd on. November 2nd, Georgia in Jacksonville, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah.
Texas in Austin.
Yikes.
LSU come back home for Gainesville. Ole Miss in Gainesville, and then you end the season at Florida State.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
If
just not fair.
UCF is your, if UCF and Mississippi State are your easiest ones, that's tough because it's in Starkville.
And Cowbells, man.
Mississippi State's got a heck of a quarterback out there too.
That he
man.
did, and it's golly bum, man. This is brutal.
Wait.
Jeff Lebby coming in, first offensive year. We'll see. Just poor guys. Poor guys. I mean, that's an awful schedule. I was looking at some stuff today too about, just what the SEC is now, and the main thing that was coming out of this week was people were just exhausted with all the Texas stuff. And I don't think people realize until they got to Dallas that the Texas media is a different monster.
They're raring to go, man. They
Oh,
love
yeah.
them some Longhorns.
I mean, you lived in it, bro. I can't even imagine what Longhorn life's like.
It's miserable. I mean, it's just it is the between that and the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, hate to say hate to get out of Texas, but I mean, I was ready to get out of Texas at that point. It was because I didn't follow either one of those teams, and
Yeah.
it is just every Cowboys fan's a Longhorns fan. Every Longhorns fan's a Cowboys fan. So I'm just it's they got 2 shirts in their closet, and that's it.
Is there like a personality type that comes with that? Like I don't know if you can describe them well, but is it entitled? Is that what we're looking at? I don't know.
No, it's most people who pull for Texas, I don't even believe even went to school there, maybe even from the country. I don't know. A lot of people who came up from down south. They rock that more than anywhere else.
Okay.
So that I would say that. So don't think it's like it's a bunch of Texas people from Texas. No, there's people who, immigrated to Texas. They're the predominant people who are, I would say, Cowboys fans and Texas fans.
Okay. I definitely see that in Cowboys fans. I guess I didn't realize that with Longhorns because I legit think every Texas fan in my mind looks like Colt McCoy.
Oh, same.
I would say the ones who go to the schools, yes, but we got to think Texas is so large that you don't know how South Texas is. They all pull for the Longhorns, and they all travel up there. And they probably won't even get in the stadium, but they'll hang out.
They love it.
They love it. And so, yeah, I mean, Texas media, it's so on I know we're talking about college football. It is just so on Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thank God they allow you, to do horns down again without getting an automatic penalty. Because I'd do that all day.
Because guess what? We don't care in the SEC, brother.
Nope. No, there's no pussyfooting around in the SEC like the Big 12 where we were like scared to upset, the Longhorns, and so we're gonna make it an automatic penalty. No, they got to the SEC and said, "Hey, welcome." Yeah, that's not gonna fly here.
You don't want horns down? Don't lose.
Yeah, I mean that's basically what it was, and so I'm happy about it.
Yeah, especially the only thing if you're ever gonna get called for it, they said you basically have to be like right in his face doing it, like almost assault type stuff.
Yeah.
They're like, it's not going to happen. If you're doing it after a touchdown, whatever, it's going to be awesome.
It's going to be great.
Oh,
dude.
I
Oklahoma can't wait.
Oh, Oklahoma. The Red River shootout, that maroon half is just going to be nothing but this the whole time. Regardless. They're just going to be like frozen like this the whole time.
And I know y'all have probably never been, but that is actually one of the most fun games in the entire landscape because you go to the Texas State Fair. Mm-hmm. Texas State Fair, there's nothing like it. It is the largest state fair in the country. So, I mean, the cars you see, the food you eat, the rides you ride, the games you play, all that stuff, the cattle you can find, it's fantastic. And right in smack dab in the middle of that, you have this game, and it's hard to get tickets, man. Like, you just can't get tickets to that. So, I don't know. Maybe that's a road trip I'd be down to take as a Chatt It Up crew.
Oh God, man. Dude, any time.
A dream is to, like, somebody call us up and be like, hey, here's what we have for your games that you're going to this week.
I mean,
let's go to Red River.
Yeah. It's like, hey, listen, let's go do it. I mean, I don't know.
I would, in a heartbeat.
That's the idea.
In a heartbeat, I would go to Red River.
Take the show on the road, literally.
Yeah.
And let's go. Yeah. Cover that.
I do want to say I got this quote from Brent Venables. Brent's still relatively newish as the head coach. So he said, I really don't – he's talking about the horns down. He says, I really don't have an opinion. Football is a game of emotion and passion. If they say it's a penalty, don't do it. If they say it's free-for-all, have at it. So I'm kind of hoping that was Brent being real nice because he's like, yeah.
That sounds like such a media day answer.
Yeah, that's
man.
Definitely a media day answer. And
sounds like a guy who needs to prove himself to talk his mind.
He's an Oklahoma guy, right? He didn't just get hired out there. He's from out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, then yeah. Oh, dude, that's a media day answer.
Yeah.
He's like he busted the locker room door down after they announced that. He's like, boys, it's free.
Yeah. I hope that media team. I've not looked. I hope that media team found that.
Oh, dude.
I'll be honest, man. I know Tennessee hasn't played Norman in some time. I don't know how long ago. That's not that's a hard place to play a football game. Mm-hmm. It's in Norman, Oklahoma.
And it is the first SEC game for both teams this year. Tennessee and Oklahoma.
With Josh Heupel going back.
Uh-huh.
It's going to be.
That is their opening SEC game, September 28th, I think is the date.
And man, I'll tell you what.
Game.
Yeah, Josh, that was one of the more exhausting parts of the SEC media days. They asked him 1,400 times about going back to Oklahoma. We know he went to Oklahoma. So he was, unless Heupel, this is not his thing. He does not love media day stuff. I don't know if you guys watched the interview today. It is.
Yeah.
He's not into it. And that's okay, man. That's okay. But he's excited about it. I think, he's got a lot of boys back there. And these big college programs, people stay. People stay around of some sort. I really do feel like a lot of the big athletes, especially if you were kind of a star in college and then went on to the NFL, you at least have a home back in Athens or in Knoxville or Norman.
Oh yeah.
You have to. You gotta be donor relations out there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I can't wait. I know we have babies too close to that where I probably shouldn't go. But I'm thinking about it.
But if they're not here yet, what's 3 days? We roll the dice, right?
We could even make it in 2.
I mean, we could make it 1.
It'd be tough.
Take driving shifts. Driving and sleep
You went
shifts.
to
If I can
freaking
get to-
Omaha.
If I can go to Omaha and on a Friday and be driving back on a Sunday morning, I feel like we can make that work.
Filibuster, I'm looking up I think it's
Chattanooga to Norman,
I think it's 13 hours.
it's 13
Well,
hours.
Red River's at the Cotton Bowl.
Oh,
you're
that's
talking about-
right.
Yeah, Red River's
Dallas.
at the Cotton Bowl. It's at Dallas.
Dallas.
Yeah, but they're not playing. They're playing in Norman. So
They're
we're talking
playing
about
in
Tennessee.
Oh, you're talking about
Yeah,
Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Okay.
Tennessee.
Yeah.
I
Norman,
mean,
Oklahoma.
13 hours. It took me 11 hours to drive here from Dallas when I first moved here, without
That's not
stops.
11 hours in that.
12 hours. 12 hours and 7 minutes, boys.
So we leave at 6, be there at 6. You go to the game. We hit the road. We're back by Sunday. Like sometime we just rotate drivers.
Yeah.
Pop in, do the show
That,
immediately.
the boys could go do their own thing, or what? We could all go in one car.
Back before the birth. That's the whole goal.
That's the hashtag.
Back
The
before
28th. It would not be good if she.
no,
baby then.
No, both of our wives would be late at 28th on the October 28th. Or is
No,
it
it's September 28th. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like it's not.
You're a little bit early.
It's as smart. No.
No, it's not. No, everyone would say don't go. But
You can dream.
Yeah.
if we were there.
Yeah.
and
My
Bra-
little
and-
brother's getting married 2 days before the due date.
Oh,
I'm
really?
like, what a jerk! Thinking about yourself.
What a guy.
How selfish.
Yeah, so selfish. So yeah, we could make it, GT.
I don't know. I mean, I would love to go to Norman. Last game I went to in Norman was against Alabama.
Oh
I was
my
on the
gosh.
I was on the field. I got to go on the field.
You dog.
But I was like maybe 10. You know, this
Still?
was
Oh, okay. I thought this was like, I was like, when did they go to Oklahoma? But maybe I mean, I don't know.
this was back. Yeah, this is back in like the earlier 2000s. But
Oh,
I still got to go
still.
on the field against
That's
Alabama, and you know, I mean that was a
It's
cool.
a hell of a game.
And yeah,
Yeah.
I've been to Norman quite a bit.
Okay.
So
Did you go a lot in college?
not in college. Actually, I didn't go to.
I mean, you went when you were younger for reasons.
For reasons,
Family
yeah.
reasons,
Family
yeah.
reasons, yeah. The hookup was a little different back then, but he still goes out all the time. So,
I'm sure he does a lot of donor stuff too.
oh yeah,
To
he
be
does.
honest, it's the boss.
Yeah, he's the boss, so he can do whatever he wants. He goes all the time. He gets on whenever he wants. He's going to be at the Tennessee game. He told us that, so I know he'll be there. That's what I'm saying.
We're going to Norman, baby.
All I was saying was like if we went to Norman, it's one phone call, and we probably could get some probably box seats or something like that. Something crazy. Tennessee.
Sweetheart, I love you.
But we're going to Norman to hang with the boss.
Gracie won't give two shits if I'm there. Yeah.
She'd just be shitting anyways.
Yeah.
That's
What am I gonna do? Snip an umbilical cord?
No, yeah. You
I'm not doing it.
know how comfortable a Holiday Inn is compared to that chair that we're gonna have to sleep in.
I know.
Holiday Inn.
Really thinking about my back and we're thinking long term. You're thinking short term for me to be there at our birth, Norman, Oklahoma for Tennessee.
Listen, if I hurt my back on the birthday, I mean I can't be the father that I want to be for the rest of the time.
Exactly, GT.
What is one night to a lifetime? Got to take care of my body. That's how you go. That's how you become a veteran.
I don't think there's any realm where this pitch to your guys' wives goes wrong. I don't think there's any realm where
I
this
think
pitch
I
goes
think we
wrong.
should sit them down together
collectively.
because our wives are very good friends.
Yeah.
And they talk to each other a lot, and they probably talk a lot of smack about us a lot. But this right here, foolproof.
Dude, all we need is a PowerPoint. That's it. PowerPoint and one of those sticks that you can just say,
No, just a
look
laser
at
pointer.
chart.
laser
Just
pointer.
Laser pointer.
Oh, I
Laser,
want to go
yeah.
old stick.
Oh, you
Cool.
want
I want pull that thing like straight out of the
triple
socket.
yeah, the quad center. Yeah.
And I want to point at like, look at this graph
No.
here.
Yeah.
This is the excitement graph of Chase and I as we approach.
Yeah, you make the drawing itself like with the wand.
And we show the return on the excitement graph next to the birth. And though it may have a higher peak, it does go down quicker.
Think about all the media people that will be there and the access that we might actually have. Babe, do you want our child to go to Baylor High School? This is how it happens.
This is how it happens. And we just send them just a selfie and just say, hey, babies.
We'll check in.
Yeah, we'll just check FaceTime at the game. Sure.
Yeah.
How's it going, baby? You hanging in there?
We're suffering out here.
If a
You know,
if a
it's
robot
hot.
can flip a burger, a robot with my face on an iPad can cut an umbilical cord.
Yeah. Oh, I'll even we'll give her the road monitor, whatever she needs. If I need to like FaceTime in, well, we're somewhere in BFE, Arkansas.
Mm-hmm.
Because buddy, this is not the most beautiful drive.
No.
Oh
No.
it's
Let's
good.
see. I'm not gonna lie to you. I did this going up to Tulsa, so I have an idea.
Just recently made this drive, or this ride actually.
I would say, I'm not kidding you, unless you are a Memphis fan, the best city that you will pass through is Conway, Arkansas. No offense to Little Rock, no offense to Memphis, but if Conway is the best thing that we see, and maybe a touch of the Ozarks, it's the best we got, boys. Not the most beautiful drive.
No.
A couple of Indian casinos.
I was say it'd be a shame if we stopped for just a moment.
What if we made our money back?
What if we brought back a college fund? Heroes. Heroes.
It's foolproof, boys.
Thank
Like-
you, Joseph.
So
I have the utmost
realistically,
confidence.
let's say we'd need to win what? 15 hands of blackjack.
That's doable.
We gotta roll. Are we rolling like the winnings?
Yeah,
We gotta roll the
Of
winnings,
course.
right?
for a college fund, we'll maybe even measure for inflation if we roll it.
I don't even think we go to blackjack table, man. I think you gotta go.
Where are you going?
Can't say craps, right?
I don't know craps well enough. I think that's the one that you probably could if you were good.
If you knew what you were doing, I mean, there's a video, YouTube University.
Yeah,
Teach us how to do
100%.
that.
Nothing you
Like,
can't learn on YouTube.
Blackjack's the one I like the most, and I think you just gotta get on such a heater.
I just know that like the people who are really winning, like Chris Tucker in Rush Hour 2.
Craps is it.
Craps is it. That's where everyone gets they blow on the dice and you just throw it, and as long as you don't land on a couple certain numbers,
Yeah.
you could keep rolling it.
Yeah.
So
I just don't even know that part. I
well,
don't even know. I don't know. But that's again YouTube University.
we got a 13-hour drive,
It's 13 hours of craps videos.
and there is definitely a boat.
But not only
On
that,
that
13
river.
hours of craps videos and all of our minds together. So like we're all discussing that.
I hope our listeners are like gonna comment on this post and
I
give
really
give
hope
us
they,
some ideas.
Yeah, I really hope they know this is all satire.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they're like, these are
The biggest
the
a-holes.
stupidest human beings alive, and they care nothing about their wives.
I will not miss the birth of my daughter. If she was going in, yeah, I would. There's business trips that I said I'm going to be virtual on just to not be too far during that time. So yes,
Yeah.
this is all.
I
satire.
will.
Yeah.
I will say this, knowing myself, if we had some option to go, I would look at her and be like, "What do you think, babe?"
Oh, you would side eye her. You'd be like,
yeah.
we good? No, okay.
Like if one of your family members called me, like, "I got you guys some really good seats. Like, here's who all's
50
going to
yard
be
line.
here. Some backstage access or something." It would have to be like the greatest sell. Like somebody would have to call us and be like, "I can get you guys here."
Dude, I can get y'all to call 4 plays. You can get a whole series. Josh Heupel will hand you the clipboard. I think you go.
I think you have to. I think that solidifies it.
I think if you call a touchdown winning drive, I mean, you could get a winning drive as part of the package. Like just to have a chance to do it, I think we could do it. Play some EA Sports college football
Yeah.
before
And we show up on the game.
we get NIL.
What if
we get,
Joseph Guthrie
hold on here,
was on college football?
and we could buy his jersey via the link that we told him about at the
Yep.
beginning of this podcast.
Yeah.
I
NCAA could call us tomorrow.
We're waiting.
My
The
phone,
phone's-
my phone
we're
is
waiting.
ringing now. Hey, so I think we have a chance, guys. We just need to put it on a PowerPoint.
Dude, at this
PowerPoint makes
point, I mean, if you're going full extendo, like, I think for dramatic effect, it needs to be the flip chalkboard, and you just
Are we
You
going
roll it
full
in.
suit for this?
Oh, we're going fog machines.
Okay.
I mean, we're going full suits. I like that.
Okay.
And I I mean, I think we get a disco ball.
I really think too, if you showed up, because your wife does like the style, I think if you had like a sick Tennessee tie,
Oh, maybe
I
a
think you
pen,
could- yeah.
a lapel pin too.
oh yeah, she'd love that. Yeah,
Oh.
Hannah, I'd have to think of some Hannah things that would really get her. I have to rock a great pair of Tennessee socks.
I think we just got to call Peyton.
Why not?
We call Peyton. He can come to Ottawa.
Does Peyton do?
You know he
Hannah-
lives.
Hannah
You know
will
he
never
has a
listen.
house in Ottawa, right?
Yeah, Hannah does not listen to this at all usually. How much what's the thing where they can like wish you happy birthday?
Oh,
Cameo?
cameo.
Is that
How
it?
much is a
Cameo?
Peyton Manning cameo?
I can't imagine it's.
I've
that
bought
much.
cameos before, so
You have an idea.
I have an idea. The price definitely. It's never worth it to do on Cameo to do like the hey, get it tomorrow for like $100 extra because they send it to you tomorrow anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Cameo, let's see if what athletes are on Cameo that we could call in.
I mean, if Peyton's there, I don't see.
What's our price?
So let me tell you this. Let me go to athletes.
Go ahead.
We do football.
Yeah.
Okay.
Football
for
athletes.
sure.
Okay, here we go. We can get John Gruden, $99.
I don't know if
That's
that,
actually way better than I thought.
You can get Ray Lewis for $330.
Ray.
Pretty high for Ray.
Dog.
That's pretty high for Ray.
That's a lot.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. I mean, it's you. I'm trying. You know who we get? You know who'd really sell it? Jesse Palmer.
Man.
Now
He's
your
also
head's
a
in the
bachelor.
right.
Now we got a bachelor.
Ooh, that would
Host.
definitely play more for my wife there.
The double whammy.
$299.
God, Jesse's expensive.
Listen,
You are just, he's too handsome.
Dude, he should be more than Ray Lewis.
you know he gets paid for that.
Maybe.
He gets $1 million to do all that bachelor stuff. If
He's
I thought
rolling,
about this,
rolling.
best job in the world, bachelor.
The host,
Host.
of The Bachelor.
He
the
says
host. Oh, yeah.
literally he walks up and says, "Gentlemen, this is the final rose for tonight. Take your time. Gentlemen, if you did not receive a rose, please say your goodbyes." I clearly watched this very.
I can see.
I'm
we
learning.
have
I'm
we
learning. I'm
have
taking
we have a
notes.
weekly date night kind of thing.
I
But
understand.
Hey, do you
Jesse Palmer, I think if we can get him and write it off as a business expense, we're going to Norman.
See you guys in
Dang.
Oklahoma.
Jesse Palmer. The savior I never knew that was.
Yeah.
That's a good one because
Brian Bosworth, $150.
see, that's the thing is, if I watched, I think we could time this out pretty well. I think if I showed Hannah the documentary series for the 30 for 30 with him, she gets an idea. And then all of a sudden we make it look like he just sent me a message or sent us a message. Like, oh, you guys should really come out here. Then she'd be like, wow, we could do this.
She'd have to see the documentary first because he'd be
Oh,
like, "Who
and
that?"
she would have to like it.
Yeah. Which, my mom's in it. My mom's in it.
She would support your mom.
Yeah. And she's like, listen,
She would.
Yeah.
That's the only way I can get her to watch it. She would not probably just watch a football one.
yeah, just like, let's check out Garrett's mom.
How far out do we need to do this?
Oh, we probably need to get this implemented.
It's early August.
Yeah. I
Think-
was,
love
so
the
we need,
timeline.
yeah. So
It's
we
a
don't.
pre-football season.
Okay,
local.
so we don't need to try to capitalize the last minute thing.
No.
This
No.
needs to be pre-planned. We already have this scheduled because I'm worried about, we're on the back end of the second trimester here, so they're still feeling pretty good. Or are we on the start of the third?
I'm on the start of the third.
Start of the third. That's right.
And it is already getting bad.
Okay, so we're pretty lucky right now. It's not gotten any.
Got to catch him in a good mood.
Yeah, you're gonna have to capitalize big time.
Yeah. I mean, we're going to have to go see Inside Out 2 one more time.
And do a full treat yourself day.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Like, full on,
we're getting manicures, pedicures,
Mhm.
Inside Out 2, movie, Jesse Palmer with the pitch.
If
There's-
anybody is still listening, please tell us your best moves in the comments that has gotten you to the college football to any sporting event.
Not
You
even
probably shouldn't.
not even just to a game, but just to like be able to sit in front of the TV and watch a game, like just a couple of hours uninterrupted.
Any
where it's just
moves
like,
that you've made with your significant others. It doesn't have to be as drastic as ours while they're going to be in late pregnancy, but
yeah,
No, and we're excited. We do this for the show. This is a conversation for the show. But if it turns out to be reality, I'm not mad.
I'm definitely going to shoot my shot at some point.
there's
Yeah.
no way to know unless you ask.
So
There's no way to know.
I mean, I'm going to get a hard denial.
we're not going.
Oh, shit. I wouldn't hate if we just tried this just to see. I mean, we know we're going to get no's, but I think if we put on a presentation, we could earn some favor.
I would like favor.
Brownie points for the.
Yeah, just
The
random brownie
presentation?
points. I think they would like the effort.
And
But then we'd probably get, you guys don't put this in kind of effort in for us.
yeah, because we could probably start the pitch off with something like, listen, rather than be later, let's be sooner and volunteer our time to go to this game.
God,
There's the
Boom.
slogan right
big
there.
X the
Boom.
plug. Get you
It's
some of
like,
that.
What's good?
God, it's that Dallas rap game.
It hurts.
Bars.
man.
Wow, this took a drastic turn down south. brother.
This that was an ending. That was a hell of an ending. Like, but like
Whoa.
what a wrap up.
Yeah.
I'm happy with it.
That was phenomenal.
Wish us luck, fam.
Like and
Best of luck.
subscribe.
All the places at Chatt It Up Sports or at Chatt It Up on YouTube. Please hit those subscribe and like buttons. It helps us out. If you want to be a part of this journey that we're about to go on, we have some sick stuff coming up. I guess this will be dropping Friday. So Saturday we will be at Infinity of Chattanooga, hanging out. We're going to create some cool content, have some fun with those guys. They have a lot of great used cars on the lot that they want to get rid of.
And it's a big day too. Like they're gonna bring food trucks. They got it's a whole event.
Gosh, I just totally blanked. Guac food truck, gonna be awesome. He's back. He's got a great story, by the way. We'll have more on that later on. Check out the McClendon Curtis interview. He's the man. Fucking awesome guy.
Mm-hmm.
Just a good dude
He was incredible, dude.
and massive.
Massive human being.
Looked quite small sitting next to him.
Yeah, I hate to we put you next to him, but
Yeah.
I mean, I
As
was-
the smallest guy,
Somebody
like
had
on
to.
that table, I was like,
well, the picture out here,
yeah.
I was
Mhm.
like, he makes us all look so small. And he's sitting next
Yeah.
to Mickey, and Mickey, he's a big boy.
No, I know. I mean,
He's a big boy. McClendon was 6'7", 340.
he's a bigger boy.
Solid 6'7", 340.
Yep.
So
Yep.
solid.
One of those deals where you're like, we're not the same human being.
Nope. Wait, just Nope.
All
Not
right,
even
friends. We love you. Thank you for everything. We'll
Have a
see
good one.
you later on.
Peace.